Hello everybody, it's Mark again. This is just a quick video. I started watching some street photography YouTube a couple of months ago, and it showed you a gentleman who walked around with a GoPro on top of his camera. So I thought I would give it a go. So what I've got is my Fuji XT20 with the 23mm f2. And then I've just put my GoPro Session 4 onto the top of it, onto the cold shoe, and I'm recording with a H1, Zoom H1, just in case the audio is not very good on the GoPro. So what I'm doing, as you can see there's Bertie wandering about. Obviously with using the GoPro it will expose what we're seeing right. But what I'm planning on doing is when I see a shot, what I'm planning on doing is walking around my local park with a dog, and then when I see a shot I'm going to show you what I'm looking at using the GoPro, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm doing in the camera to get the shot I want. So what I'm going to be doing is hopefully keeping the shutter speed the same, ISO the same, and just using the aperture to darken the scene or light the scene. So there's a couple of places where always catch my eye in my local walk in the park. So I'm going to take you back to them, especially, I mean the time now is about, I think it's about 6 o'clock. So the light's starting to drop. Bertie, come on. So what I'm looking for, what I'm after tonight, seems to be the thing at the moment, is just where the light's just hitting something coming through the trees. So for example, if we look here now in front, and you can see there how the light is just highlighting them lovely, I don't know what sort of plants they are, but plants. So what I'm planning on doing is getting as dark as possible on the camera. So my settings at the moment is shutter speed 180, ISO 200, and I'm at f4. So if I use the aperture to drop it down, so I'm closing the aperture down, I'm just going to take a quick image which I'll show you of what I'm trying to achieve. So what I'll do now is, so 180th f8, according to the camera I'm underexposing quite a lot, ISO 200. So if I open the aperture a little bit and go from f8 to f6.4, it brings in a little bit more. I like using negative space in mine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus, the plants are in the middle of the frame, so I focused, kept the button held down, and I'm just going to recompose to put the plants in the left hand side of the image. I mean the sun is not half picking some of these, like there, look. Let's see if we can get close. So shutter speed 250 f8. If I go to f9 and just see, yeah, that's a little bit too dark for me, so let's go f5.6. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, not bad. I think it's carrying on going. There's a couple of places that when I've been on walks with a dog on an evening, there's a couple of places I always seem to be drawn to, so I'm going to take you to them just to see what it's like tonight. I think when you're looking for the sun to pick something out, it's got to be quite a strong subject, I think. There's a place just round the corner here where the sun just hits some trees, and it's a different position today, but I've took a couple of shots and I do like it. Let's have another go. Here, look, where the sun just hits that tree. So let's have a look, see what we can do. So far, shutter speed 180, ISO 200 and f2. So I'm just increasing the f-stop just to see. Let's have a look now. But you can see how the sun's just coming through there and hitting that tree. It's beautiful. See, I quite like that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to mess about with the aperture. I mean, depth of field doesn't make any difference on these type of photos anyway, so that's why I'm messing about with the aperture and not the shutter speed. So we're on f5.6. Let's just open it up a little bit. One thing I've realised by doing this type of shooting with a Fuji, when you get it back on the screen at home, it doesn't look, well, it looks more darker than what you saw in the back of the screen on the camera, so I always do a couple more shots with a different aperture. Bertie, come on, don't you run off. Alright, I'm going to pop you on your side now because I want to go into portrait and just see. I love the way the trunks just way up. So that's a couple, so it's just, yeah. I think there's a name for this type of YouTube, is it POV or something like that? But I'm going to go to a spot that I do like. Come on, Bertie, good boy. Just going to go back to where we before because there's like a labyrinth. I'm going to see what the sun's coming through it in that light, but you know, things like that I'd be looking for where it's just lit up. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, not much of a composition there though, but it's worth a quick shot just for practice. Go on, Bertie. Good boy. It's always worth looking back as well, because that's where the sun is. I mean, if I'm just going to increase my ISO up to 640, that's better. Now in camera, I've got a lot more room now with I'm at 125th, which is okay because I'm handheld, and I've got a lot more room now with the aperture, so I'm gonna go I'm on f2.5, so if I start closing the aperture down at f5, f5.6, on camera I'm just getting the dappled light coming through. Yeah, and there's a couple of shadows of trees as well, which look quite nice. I've gone up to f3.2 just to let a little bit more light in. So I'm going to take you down to the labyrinth, and we'll just see. This is the image we took first, and the light's gone now completely. It's completely gone from it, so it doesn't take much. Yeah, I mean, this is the labyrinth. It's full of leaves and that now, but Yeah, so this is the labyrinth. You can hardly see it, but it's under there somewhere. This tree here, I did take a shot of it a couple of weeks ago, which I did quite like from the other side. I'll show you, and then when I'm back in the camera room, I'll pop it up for you. I took it from this side here, and it looks quite nice, so I'll pop that one on as well. It's amazing what images you can get in your local area. So let's go a bit deeper into the woods and see what we can find. Good boy, you alright? I mean, if you look back at that, I'm just taking a landscape shot of the dappled light coming through. So I'm at 180th of a second, f4 and ISO 640, and I'm just trying to capture the dappled light coming through. I have done a couple of shots as well over the last week where I've just looked up and done like a backlit, so where you had the tree trunks and branches, they were really dark against the sky, and they're quite nice. I mean, the bluebells a couple of weeks ago were lovely in here, really nice. Tell you what, let's have a bit of, what I'm going to do is I'm going to narrow my aperture right down to f14 shutter speed and just get a bit of a flare going. Just reposition myself. Might not work, but yeah, so f11 shutter speed 125th. Let's go up to f13. It's a bit of flare there. Might not look very good, but we'll give it a go. Right, off we go. Yeah, I am lucky having something like this on me, but let's say it's only 5 minutes away from where I live, so we are really lucky. I quite like this GoPro on top of your little camera when you're walking around. I mean, obviously for you lot, you won't be seeing my face either, so that's quite good. Well, I hope you're all keeping safe. It seems to be, from the impression I'm getting, that the lockdown's coming to a slow end from what I can see, so that's good. Don't know whether things are going to be normal or not when we do get back, but fingers crossed it is. But I knew today my main focus was going to be looking for shafts of light coming through the trees and see what it highlights, and then while I've got the camera, is getting that image as close as I possibly can to how I imagine it. As you've seen before with some of my images, you know, I like a lot of negative space, I like a lot of, you know, black space. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but I do like it. Here, look, for example, just that little, let's get a bit closer, I keep forgetting I've got the 23mm on. I just like that little shaft of light. So ISO 640, shutter speed 180th, 2.8. So, and then I'm just going to go down to 2.0, just Some lovely old trees in this park. My dad used to play in this park when he was a kid, so that was 70 odd years ago. Still some lovely light coming through though, as you can see. So what I'm looking at now is this branch coming off, and then the sun's just up there, so I'm gonna really go up to F11 and then slow my shutter speed down 60th of a second. It's going to go up to 800 on my ISO. So I'm going to focus on the branch and then go up. Because if I get the branch right, I'll show you. That's 30th of a second. Just going to go into portrait. So I'm focusing on the branch and then just recomposing, and I'm putting the branch in the bottom left hand corner. Right, I think that's going to be it for tonight. I'm quite looking forward to getting this back in Lightroom and doing the images. What I will do, if I remember, which I will, I'm going to put the raw image on before editing, just so you see what I saw when I was looking back at the camera, and then I'll put the edited image on there. I will be only using Lightrooms, and then hopefully if this sounds worked out alright on the H1 or the GoPro, you'll hear me talking as well. So thank you for listening, and if you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe and the like button, that I'd be very grateful. Thank you.